Okay, Tim, so this is the opening leg of the 2014 Diamond League. We're out here in Doha, mouth-watering start list. It's going to be a fantastic evening in athletics. How's your day going to pan out between now and the build-up to the event?
We've had a TV meeting at 11 o'clock, which lasted for about half an hour, 40 minutes, where we discussed the way the production's going to go for the 2 hours we're on air globally, which is 7 till 9 local time. All the essential track and field is inside that. If there's 1 or 2 field events before it, then those are dropped in as highlights packages, maybe 3, 2, 1s during the 2 hour window. We've struggled this morning a little bit to get our start lists printed out and everything. We've got those now, so for Steve Cram and I now, it's essentially a case of going back to your rooms and doing your homework, doing the highlighting, scribbling stuff, a few extra notes on the lists. You know, it's not glamorous stuff, but you know, we've got a pretty good idea through the last 24 hours, 48 hours, having chatted to the athletes, looked at the lineups of where the main clashes are. So I know where there are going to be really, really important races tonight.
Just touching upon that now, what are the main events that you are looking forward to this night? What interests you most?
I think it's a variety of events. With some events, there's somebody who's dominant, and you expect to run or throw or jump a very special performance. And other races where it's actually the competition which is critical. And you know, Santos and Merritt, for example, in the men's 400. Merritt beat Santos in Drake Relays a couple of weeks ago. Last week in Jamaica, Santos turned it round and beat Merritt. So this is the number 3 race. You know, it's only the middle of May, and they're already hammering away at each other, which is fantastic. Neither of them's got a major championship this year, so it doesn't matter too much. You know, if those two contribute to really good energy levels in the first half of the season in the Diamond League, that's great. Men's 1500 metres is a special race. You know, you've got Kip Legat against Kiprop, against McLuffy, against World Indoor Champion Suleiman. That's probably the race of the night, frankly, if you look at the calibre and in depth in that men's 15. And there's always, for some reason, even though it's May, the middle distance races here are always really quick, whether it's 1500, 3000. So that'll be special. I think Valerie Adams is going to throw well in the shot. You know, she comes off a really good winter. She seems to be in fantastic shape. She's really consistent. I like to see Val throw well. Women's pole vault, you know, Silva, little Cuban, very powerful. What can she do here in good conditions? We know it's going to be very warm. We know it's going to be about 35 centigrade tonight. So for the vast majority of disciplines, really good competitive conditions. And then there's always 1 or 2 surprises. You know, you have to expect the unexpected in this game.
Definitely. Just the man behind you who's drawn a lot of attention, Mutaz, in terms of the local hero. He's up against an incredible high jump field. He's got Yukov. He's got the new Canadian who's set a new record. What's your thoughts on the high jump there? That's going to be a fantastic contest.
Yeah, I mean, one of the advantages of coming out to these things a day or 2 early is you can chat to the athletes. So yesterday, Derek Druin and Kinnard and Ukov had a chat with the media. Really, really good to be able to sit down with them. There's 8 or 10 of you sat around them, delving into their thoughts and the way the season's going to go. You know, Druin jumped 241 already in Drake Relays a couple of weeks ago, making him the 2nd or 3rd highest jumper in history. It's a North American record, Commonwealth record. I mean, fantastic quality. Barshim on a home ground, that's always going to be worth a few centimetres. You know, he's an astonishing talent, obviously. Kinnard and Ukov. I mean, Ukov's the joker in the pack, really. He's so unpredictable, very quiet, quite moody compared with the other lads, but obviously an astonishing performer. So yeah, that of the field events in terms of head-to-heads, that's probably the best event. And I sense it is going to be a special summer for the high jump. Those guys are talking about the world record going down this summer.
How much can we read into potentially? This is the first Diamond League. As you pointed out, some people have maybe competed a lot. For others, this is their first opening. For some, Commonwealth, European Championships this year. For the North American Championships, it's just going to be the circuit. So what can we maybe read in? Is it going to be different journey paths for each individual athlete?
Very much so, yeah. If you've got the Commonwealths and the Europeans, like the Brits, for example, and not many other countries have both of those this summer, by the way, the summer has got to take that profile that's controlled and peak at the right time. For the vast majority of athletes, like the Americans, for example, there is no championship this summer. They can let their summer unfold, and when the peak wants to come, it'll come. And that sort of makes it easier for them, I think. You know, they haven't got to worry about trials or championships that really matter, even though there is, of course, a US Championships in a few weeks' time. And they will find a place to compete when they can feel their best form is coming. So for them, it's great to have a fallow year like that, you know, and I think it would benefit British athletes if they could have that sort of rest every 3 or 4 seasons, which they just don't get. So people are under different pressures. The performances mean more to some people than to others. You know, for the Americans, frankly, and there aren't many at this meet, it's a long way to travel when there's plenty of comps back home. The Americans at this meet, relatively unimportant in the grand scheme of things of the season. For the Brits, for example, chasing qualifying times for the Commonwealth Games, which have to be done by June the 2nd or something, they're under real pressure.
It's been fascinating hearing your thoughts, Tim. We can't wait, and thanks very much for your time.
My pleasure, thank you.